Excellent. There we go. All right. Let's jump back in. Next, I need to grab this right here. Come on. One of those things. Awesome. Awesome. Alright guys, we are about to get this thing started. Couple things to start off with. This is going to be a lot like my last For Honor stream. My brother Lark, he is not here right now. He's off doing his own thing, doing a Lark thing. So he's not here tonight. He may show up later. May. I don't know for sure. He might. But either way, we're going to have fun. But that does mean I'm not going to be able to check chat as frequently, and he's not going to be able to read out chat comments to me. I will check chat whenever I am able to, so please don't get on me and be like, oh man, Raven's not reading my comments. It's very hard to game and also read the chat at the same time without someone reading it to you, and like I said, Lark ain't here. So we are going to try to do this without him for a little bit. Alright, so let's see, my orders are Executioner, gotta get one more Execution, Attacker, gotta get some Dominion stuff, and Dominant Executioner. Those all look good. Let's jump into it. Alright, let's go. While we're waiting on it to load up, let's check some messages. Hello, Raven. What's up? Greetings, Raven. Hey, Raven. Spring Trap, I'm back. Have you ever seen that movie, I'm Back, A Dinosaur Story? It's a good movie. Hey, just came from Instagram. Cool, cool. I did not come from Instagram. I came from South Kakalaki. South Carolina, as it were. That's my home state. I've never heard of a country called Instagram, so the fact that you're from there is kind of interesting. Alright, so let's see. I gotta get some executions to level up a character, but I don't have to do anyone specifically. Let's start off the night with JJ. Let's go with the big Chinese general man. Alright, let's see. I have been studying 40k a ton, and it's fascinating and cool, although there is a crap ton of it. I'm building my own Primarch now. Awesome, that history guy. It's always great to get started. Is Inquisitor Lark commanding the Canadian shock troops? I don't know if he command the Cadian shock troops. Maybe. Actually, I need to think about which Imperial Guard regiment would he lead. Hannah says, hello, everyone. Hello, Hannah. Can't wait for the Orochi Heroes in History. Yeah, that's probably going to come out later this month. I gotta keep working on it. I gotta do as much research as I can, because, you know, it's funny. I've been thinking about the Orochi video quite a bit, and it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of obvious that he's based on the generic, stereotypical samurai. But I don't want to just do that unless I have to. So I'm going to do some more research, see if I can't find anything a little bit more specific than just a stereotypical samurai. But come on, guys, that's obviously what he's based on. He's obviously based on the stereotypical generic samurai, right down to the use of his katana, the stereotypical kabuto helmet. Like, it's all very generic. It's not bad per se, but yeah, you can tell it's generic. Alright, we're already not starting off good. It looks like we are, wow, we're doing poorly. Okay, well, I'm gonna go to see what I can do here. Hi, Valk, how you doing? Alright, good job, guys. We killed that Valk. Oh, he's aiming at me, isn't he? Come on, big guy. Oh, light spam it up, my boy. And that's how it's done. Come on, big boy. Good job, Warlord. You managed to kill me. It took some work. Alright, anyway. Where are we? Didn't Cadia get nuked or something? Kinda. It's complicated. Orochi might also be based on a generic anime protagonist. No, that's Kyoshin. Hey, Raven, how realistic is the fact that heroes with helmets on don't lose them after being decapitated? wouldn't the helmet just fall off the head or the person would fall to the ground? Well, that depends. Is the helmet strapped to the head? Like, because you got to understand, a helmet that just sits on your head isn't going to do much good for you. Usually you want a helmet that is strapped to the head. That's usually the best option. Oh, good move from a polymommy.
Lost Zone C.
Man, I got schooled there. This is a good warmonger. What's your rep? What's your rep?
Enough.
11? Okay, I can see that. Actually, one person told me that I was biased because I claimed that Warmonger was overpowered, but I never talked about how overpowered Blackprier's riposte was. And all I can say to that is, what made you think I didn't think his riposte was powerful?
Your team
I never made that argument. Oh, great. Yeah, we're done. Oh, well.
Defeat.
Man. Well, they cleaned up. That's for sure. Bad way to start the night, I must say. But then again, I don't think that many people are watching me right now anyway. It's all good, though. Dang, son. They were good. Alrighty. Well, I didn't get any executions, and I didn't capture any zones. Well, I think I captured one, but even so, I still got to do more if I want to get these orders done. So let's hop along. Looks like one of my team just quit. Another one of my team just quit. We gained 3 more. One of their team quit. All right, good. At least it's balancing out a little bit. All right, let's see. Where were we? Got 22 people watching. That's low still for me. Orochi might be based off Hattori Hanzo, given how in the lore they have some connections to the shinobi, and since Hattori was both the samurai and ninja. No, I don't think it's based on Hattori Hanzo. I think there would need to be more than that, honestly. Honestly, I think there would need to be more than that. How would a Spartan differ from a Valkyrie? In terms of gameplay, that's a good question. If in terms of actual history, there's tons of difference. Raven, how's your day been? Kind of slow, if I'm being honest. I got some stuff done, but not nearly as much as I wanted to get. Oh gosh, this guy crinkling his stuff. I'm getting rid of this guy. Oh, I'm gonna mute him for sure. Let's go. Who to go? Well, they've got 2 Griffins. I don't want to be a Griffin. I don't want to do Griffin right now. I think I'll do Pirate. Let's go Pirate. Why not? Why not? Why on earth not? Alright, anyway. Yo, who's got the I know. I don't know who that guy was, but sounds like they shut up now, thank goodness. Well, Professor Raven, you seem to be doing well today. I do feel like I'm doing okay today. It's been a rough day today. I tell you what, it's not been bad. It's not been bad. Yesterday was bad. Oh my gosh, work yesterday was killer. But I got done with the 3rd part of my Prince of Egypt analysis series. If you haven't seen that series, it's on BitChute. Please go check it out. I'm very proud of that series. I worked very hard on it, so go check it out. The 3rd part is up and visible now. It's actually my longest video that's not live streamed because it's almost an hour long, but it's so fun. I had so much fun working on it. I also got done with the Death Diary entry today. I got that released, so I'm proud of that. That's always good. And I am working on a story, a new story actually, for Hannah, which is coming out pretty good. It's called Woven Mysteries, and I like the concept. It's a pretty interesting concept. Basically, it's almost like a Scooby-Doo Mysteries kind of thing, only instead of it being about a gang of, why do they ever call them kids? They weren't kids. They were like college-age students. Instead of a bunch of young adults and their dogs solving mysteries about fake monsters wearing masks, in this, it's about 3 young ladies who are solving real monster mysteries, kind of like what Supernatural did, only better. No overly attractive guys for the sake of being overly attractive, angsty guys. They're going out solving real monster mysteries, but one of them is an actual monster herself. So that is one of them isn't a monster herself. The other is a policeman's little girl who wants to be rebellious and wants to do this so that she can kind of get out from under her father's shadow. Is this what we're gonna do? Dang it! Well, at least I didn't get executed. I took that joy from him. But we're not doing so hot. I don't think... Nope, no one's... okay, one of them died. The gladiator died, but that's not much. It's because they're ganking in Zone B, I'm pretty sure. They're just all teaming up in Zone B. I'm going to run to Zone C and make sure they don't take it. Because that's going to be their next stop. Maybe I could sneak over... No, they're too far away from the ledge. Otherwise, I'd ledge them. Man, it's just a gank fest down there. Look at that. And there's the zone attack. Quite often when an Orochi or a Zhongjun feel cornered, they zone attack because the zone attack is incredibly fast and hard to anticipate. No, I'm not making excuses. I should have been able to block that, but I did not. Alright, I'm gonna sneak over to A while they're all distracted. Have I got any kill? No, I'm the only one on my team who hasn't. That's typical. I always talk about how I'm terrible at Rainbow Six Siege and how that's just the way it is. Oh, hi, you mutt. Come on. Damn it! God, that JJ just frickin' played with me. And he's a rep, and there is no way he's a rep 1. I've never met a JJ that competent. Oh my gosh, is he really a rep 1 JJ? No way. No effing way. That's incredible. That is incredible. Oh well. If y'all came here tonight to see me play really well, you're going to be disappointed. Clean this out. Pretty sure I lost half the people watching by now. Come on, clear this out. Clear this out. My God, what the actual hell? I was doing good against Glad until JJ showed up. Oh my Lord. Not doing well, guys. Not doing well. Alright, let's go help out and see, because it looks like one of them's about to die, and if it's the JJ they're fighting, they're both screwed.
You captured Zone A.
There we go! Finally put him down. Put that old man out of my misery.
Lost. Zone A.
Whew! I only wish I'd been the one to do it, you know? Oh, come on. Get a little out there. Drag him out a little bit. Drag him out a little. Now I can do it. Had to do it. You know I got to do it to him. There we go. Getting the kills in. There we go. That's how we do it. That's how I like it to do it. Oh, man. All right, I need to heal up before I go back out. That was awful. That was awful. Oh, man. Okay, back into it. What have we got going on down here? Ah, gank outside of A. What a surprise. What a surprise. Who could have seen that coming? Oh, shit. What? What killed me? What did... Oh, a catapult from the gladiator. You know, that's what we call big brain moment. Oh, I was about to get sweet revenge, and the gladiator said, delete. I don't do memes. I'm not good at them. I'm no Russian bagger.
Enemy team is breaking.
If we can take A, or at least hold A, we've got a chance. Hi, JJ. Okay.
Enemy team is breaking.
Dang it! Oh, God, come on! Oh, I killed one only for JJ to turn it around. No! Ah. I'm so depressed. That makes me sad. Ah, it makes me so sad. Oh, well. Come on, guys. It's not over yet. Run to A. Run to A. Run to A. Come on. Dang it. And here comes the emote spamming. Oh wait, no emote spam. Okay, from the pirate anyway. Yeah, I gave that my best. Oh well. No one ever said that I was good at the game. Anyway. Yep, I lost a few viewers after that. Raven, who's your favorite historical figure? I have no favorite historical figure. Anyway, big tactical income. That's about right. Hey Raven, can I join you tonight? Connection still isn't good, guys. We're still getting that fixed. What is your favorite? I've been asked that. Who's my? I don't have a historical figure that I like the most. I'll never forget the salt mine. Your Mal, Serdes, Volden Panic, and Revolts. Oh gosh, I remember that too. That was so terrible. Okay. Let's see. Still got to do Execution or Dominate because I haven't gotten a single execution. Oh no. That is not good. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. We need to fix that. We need to fix that post-haste. Hey, Raven, what did the lion and the tiger say to the bear? Oh, my, I get it. Wizard of Oz reference. Okay. Okay. I see what you did there. If we need to get executions, then Hitakiri might be a good bet. Let's go Hito. Let's go Hito of Kiri. Hey, Raven, for us knights, what other knightly concepts would you like to see? A Hussar, but then again, Hussars are mostly horseback warriors, so I don't know how they would work that. Hey, Raven, will you rant on NFTs? I'm going to be honest, I don't know what an NFT really is, so I don't know if I could rant on it. Hey, Raven, quick question. Have you ever thought about having a voice actor team up with you for stuff like the Legends vids? I would love to, but the truth is, I don't know that many people who would be willing to donate their voices for it. No, check that. I don't know many people who have the equipment and the willingness to donate their voices. Because, like, I'm sure I could go on Discord and one of my followers would say, oh, dude, I'd love to do it. But I'm like, okay, do you have a microphone? Do you have a means of recording yourself and then sending it to me? Can you send it to me without learning any of my personal information? See, it comes down to questions like that. And all that, plus, there's also the fact that I would really need to work with them one-on-one, I feel like. Because what if they say a line and it's not really the way I want it to come off? This happens a lot in voice acting for movies and TV shows, right? Because the voice actor will say the line, but then you say, okay, that was decent, but I really wanted it to be said this way, you know? And then that turns into this whole back and forth thing. So what if I said, like, hey, Hannah, for example. Hannah, I want you to do the voice of one of the female characters in Legends. Okay, so she does the voice, and then she sends it to me. And then the next day I listen to it and I go, I'm sorry, Hannah, this really isn't the way I wanted it. Could you do it more this way? Now I've got to wait for her to get back to me, wait for her to have the time to record herself doing it, and then send it back to me. That becomes a really long, arduous process. If I had a friend who lived close by who would be willing to do it, then that'd be great. And I do have some female friends who live close by, but I don't know if they'd be willing to or have the time because they're busy. They've got their own lives to lead, and I'm not the kind of person to intrude on someone else's life just to ask for those kind of things unless I knew that it would benefit them in some way. Anyway, favorite Primarch? I've been asked that. God. Naja. Naja's my favorite. That history guy, Lionel Johnson, or the Emperor. Anyway, quick question. So yeah, that's kind of where I stand on that whole thing. All right, on to the next fight. So we've got on my team a Kyoshin, a Shaolin, and a Raider. That Raider's high rep, but that means nothing. Up against us is a Valkyrie from earlier, a Jormungandr, another Shaolin, and a P-Rat. Oh crap. Who's come to fight me? The P-Rat. Good move.
Zone A.
Got him. Raider, you absolute ass. What? You absolute ass. Raider, what the actual hell did you just do? You son of a bitch. Oh my god. What? What? No, screw you, Raider. I was about to get my execution in and you killed me. No, screw you, Raider. Screw you, Raider. What the hell was that? You absolute cockamamie son of a bitch.
You captured Zone B.
Alright, got Yorm. I'm mad now, guys. I am mad. Yeah, you better run, Raider! Yes! Yes! Raider can't interrupt me this time. Got it. Yeah! Got my execution. Thank goodness. Thank goodness. That still makes me so mad that Raider would do that. Makes me so mad. Let's turn the C around. You know what? Y'all have fun with that. There we go.
You lost Zone A.
Oh man, I fell for that one. Ha! And you didn't get to execute me. That's funny. Oh well. Waiting for me to get back up. Come on, come on. There we go. I got one guy in trouble at sea. One guy in trouble at sea. Better go help him.
You captured Zone B.
Ah, dang it. Oh well. Probably not going to win this one either, guys. Just saying.
You lost Zone B.
At least I got my execution done. That's something. Let's go to A and back those boys up. That's not looking good over there. You know, I'm sensing a lot of hate from the enemy team right now. Oh my goodness. Has that Shaolin died yet? He died twice, okay. At least the Raider died. He deserves it after what he did to me. Yeah, I'm holding on to that. That ain't right what he did. I was about to get my health back from that execution. You just freaking whacks me. Not cool. Going to A. Dang. How did you...
You lost zone B.
Oh my lord, are you for real? Yeah, no, this isn't right. Throw a fire flask in the middle of it. Oh my god. So terrible at this. I am so terrible. Okay. They're just gonna sit in A and gank us when we get there. I'm going to B. I'm going to B. Hopefully divide their forces.
Team is breaking.
Well, that happened. Okay, back to reading chat. My goodness. Okay, anyway. Oh, I got $19.99 from Tom the Mom. Hey, Raven, sorry I can't stay much longer, but wanted to let you know I love what you're doing with the channel, and I hope it all is well. Well, thank you, man. Appreciate that. I wish you'd come in and me doing actually well in a match, but apparently that's not going to happen tonight. Hey, Raven, do you mind playing Orochi next? Sure, I can lose as Orochi, too. So, Raven, tell me your rating on this. A Warden Execution where he stabs the gut, gets behind the enemy, and stabs the heart while the... Stop. Stabs the gut, then stabs the heart. Did he pull the sword out? Or does he have another sword that we don't know about? Behind the enemy and stabs the heart while the enemy's kneeling, trying to beg for life. It's a little too much. 100 subscribers before 200. Actually, no, I've got less than that. I've got about 12 more subscribers before I get there. Raven, you must reject modernity to return to monkey. I already have. Hey, Raven, a dark angel, a fallen, a gray knight, and a sister battle. I'll walk into a bar. What happens next? For the Emperor. Yo, what's good? How you doing? I'm losing. That's how I'm doing. They either hate you or Hito. The bar dies. Hey, Raven, can you do a response to Why For Honor is a Bad Game by Eskimo Pie? Slanderous did a reaction to it, and while I was watching him react to it, I was thinking about what would Raven think. I watched his video. It's so freaking long, but sometime I may do a reaction to it. Honestly, after watching it, I think he makes some decent points. Oh, I don't want that one. Oh, shoot. I don't have time. Okay, anyway. He made some decent points, but I think that there's a lot of buzz phrases in there that he uses a lot that I have to disagree with. Like, for example, he says, quite a lot, in my opinion. And you know what? That's fine. You can say in your opinion, but you have to recognize that means in your opinion, in your position, that makes it a bad game. I also don't think that... I think that one thing that we need to recognize is he says one of his arguments is poor character design. Does that really make it a bad game, or is that just a personal preference? Another thing that he talks about is he still says that the balancing is bad. Okay, I have to disagree with that. I have to disagree with that because I personally believe... I'm going to watch myself there. Most people that have played the game that I have talked to have argued that the balancing has become much better. And while it is not perfect, I would challenge you to find a game that has perfect balancing. I don't think one such a game exists. I do not think such a game exists where there is just perfect balancing all over, you know? Alright, going in with Highlander. I'm going to try Highlander out. Sorry, I forgot. You asked for Orochi. Orochi's next. I'll do Orochi next. Promise. Sorry, I forgot you said that. Okay. How much is Elden Ring? I don't know. I'm not playing it yet. The Hippos of Neo 2 curse the stream as well. Hey Raven, are you doing Dead by Daylight again? Yes, I am. Hey Raven, do you have any more school stories? I have lots of school stories. Give me a second and I'll tell them to you. Hey Raven, have you ever watched the Suicide Squad movie, the newest one? And if you did, what did you think? I have not watched it. But in answer to your question about will I do a response to Eskimo Pie, I might. Let me think about it. I don't want to, it would be very painful to do an hour-long reaction to his almost hour-long video, but if y'all want me to, I will consider looking at it. Besides, keep in mind something else, guys. I want to make this very clear. Please remember this. I am a history person, not a game design person. If someone wants to come at me and say, hey, For Honor is bad from a technical standpoint, I have very little experience or technical knowledge with which to counter them. Okay? If someone said, look, here's the thing. Based on these turntables about how many milliseconds it takes to perform this attack versus the counters of the variabilities of this capability of this feat, if someone starts throwing those phrases and words at me, I'm immediately going to go, okay, boss. Because I have no idea what they're talking about, and I have no idea of how I could come at that from a objective standpoint, because I have no idea. You know, I can look at a character like, say, Pirate, and say, Pirate's a little OP. If you ask me to explain it, I could say, well, because I feel like this and this and that, but I couldn't give you a full-on technical readout of, okay, based on her moveset, her timetables, and her feats, this is why she's OP. I couldn't do that. I could just give you my personal opinion about why that is, because I don't understand the technicalities of the game as well as some do. I swear the bots are getting smarter. I swear. So that's my stance on that position. But if you were to ask me, okay, what's the historical or battlefield accuracy of this technique, I could say, oh, well, let me tell you what I know from my own personal experience training in this weapon or in this martial art. I could give you some honest-to-God responses to that. Like, for example, if you said, hey, do you think that Highlander's sword is a practical weapon in real war? I could answer, well, based on historical understanding, a great sword like that probably wouldn't be used in real war because it would just be too cumbersome when there are much lighter and easier to use weapons there are. Not to say it was never used in combat, but a sword of that size would probably not be that practical. I could actually give you some references and information that I've studied to talk to you about that. But if you ask me, do you think that this game is bad from a technical standpoint? I have no idea. Oh, catharsis is sweet! Get on your face!
You captured Zone C.
Off with your head! You know, I'm starting to feel the Scotland coming out of me. I'm feeling my Scottish roots come alive. Don't ask me to do my Scottish accent. Many people have told me that I suck at a Scottish accent, so I'm not going to bother doing a Scottish accent right now. But I will go back up my crew. Oh my gosh, just... Okay, alright, I see how it is. I see how it is. When you can't win by being good, ladies and gentlemen, this is top For Honor class here, Raven's class on For Honor. If you can't win by being good, gank. Ganking solves everything. I think that's one of my biggest criticisms about For Honor in the current meta. The current meta encourages ganking in 4v4s, okay? It really encourages that. In fact, the devs have admitted that they're trying to balance the game so that it does encourage ganking, so that you'll be stronger in ganks. And I don't like that because I feel like if all you have to do is spam moves to get your wins, then is that really saying anything about you as a player or a warrior? No. Oh well. Probably not going to win this one either, but at least I got a few more kills this time around. Didn't I? Yeah, I got 5 kills. That's something. Alright, heading on over to A. Well, actually, Pirate's going to go there. Probably be wiser to go and take B, so that we can turn that around. Pirate can hold out for at least a few minutes. For seconds, as it were. Leave it, do it. What the hell? God, this Shaolin irritates me. How many viewers do I have left? I need to see this. I need to see if I've lost all my viewers. I still have 30. I have 30 viewers. Okay, that's something. There was a time where I could get almost 80 viewers on a stream. Now I've just gone downhill. What the heck? Why am I not?
Your team is breaking.
Gosh, dang it! Well, it's over. My goodness. I may need to find a different team. I'm just not doing well. But then again, I'm just not good at gaming in general. It's like I said, I'm a history guy, not a gaming guy. Alright, let's check chat.
Defeat.
You have reached nearly 100. I think you're max. Oh, yeah, okay. Thanks for the emote spam, dude. Thanks for the emote spam, Centurion. God, you must feel so proud. I'm sure your daddy's giving you a nice pat on the shoulder right now. Those times were during a reaction to the For Honor Warriors Den live streams. No, when I did those, I reached nearly 200. Okay, Raven, are we going to watch the Snark of the Union? Oh, the state. I don't even care about the State of the Union. I don't give a crap about politics. I don't care about the president or about who's in office. I never give a crap about that. It's just a giant headache. One of the biggest problems we have in today's society is people give too much of a damn about politics. They think that whoever's in office, whoever has power, whoever's in charge, like they're the people. Oh, they're going to control everything. You know what? I live my life. Let them do their thing, you know? They don't have nearly as much control of me as I do of myself, you know? I could live every day watching Fox or CNN or MSNBC or what have you about the next thing that Trump said or Biden said or Kamala Harris said or that Russia did or anything like that. I just couldn't care less at this point. I really couldn't. At this point, I'm kind of like, you know what? Just let me live my life. Let me do what I want to do. Let me live how I see fit. The minute you intrude on that, we'll talk. But up until then, I don't care. That's my stance. Okay, Orochi it was. Orochi was what was asked for, so let's do Orochi. With a different group of people this time. Maybe we'll have better success. Doubtful. Raven, excited for Year 6 Season 1 reveal next week. Oh, that's next week? Ooh, well, I may need to make time for that. Hey Raven, what do you think of the new Batman movie? I haven't watched it. Politics should never be an art. It shouldn't be. I've never cared for it. I'm not a politics person since politics is now mainly white man bad, men in general bad, and pronouns, but Biden should reopen the Keystone Pipeline. You know, as a white Christian male, I am the equivalent of the devil, aren't I? Anyway, yay, I don't care for politics either, though that's coming from a dead guy. This won't end well for anyone. Howdy. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Anyway, yeah, I think the big thing that gets me about this whole political squandering thing, like this whole politics game, What gets me about it is there was a time people didn't care this much, you know?
Zone A.
I remember, like, when I was a kid. I was born in 1992. I was a 90s kid. Growing up, I didn't give one flying fart about anything related to politics. Hold on. Got him! Come. Oh, shoot! I was gonna execute him. Why'd you do that? Well, now I'm just mad.
You lost Zone A.
There we go. Cleared that problem right up. I love the way that they do the light. Oh, shoot. Oh, crap. Someone's not happy. Are you mad that I killed you earlier? Is that what this is about? Oh, God. Someone's a little angry. I do like your drip, though. I'll give you that. For a Ret 13, he took care of you. That's some good drip. Anyway, hey, Raven, is it possible to give Ruth some love? Oh, you want me to play as Ruth at some point? Yeah, I can play as Ruth. That's not a problem. I can play as Ruth. But anyway, yeah, politics to me just... Nah. I gave up on politics a long time ago. Just, I can't care for it. If you ask me to tell you what my political stance is, I definitely think I'm more conservative or right-leaning. Because I do believe in values that have existed before. Oh! So we're all just going to be right here. Is that it? That's all I needed. Thank you. Damn. Like I said, guys, when you can't be good, gank. When you cannot be good, gank. Anyway. The only part of politics I'm paying attention to is Ukraine-Russia conflict. Hito brutally kills Raven. Raven drip game, bro.
Enemy team is breaking.
But yeah, it's essentially like, for me, politics just, and yeah, the whole Ukraine-Russian conflict. I'm not going to talk about that. I don't really have any interest in talking about that. I feel like right now everything is talking about that.
Enemy team is breaking.
Crap. Crap. Again, when you can't be good, gank. Man. I'm sure you're proud of yourself, Hito. Got Berserker to come and back you up. But tell you what, when you're actually ready to fight without Mommy's help, call me. When you're actually ready to fight on your own without Mommy Zerker holding your hand, give me a call. I will gladly fight you. Well, we won, but I only got 2 kills, so can I really count that as a win? I mean, I joined into a game that they were already winning, so I'm not sure I can even count that. Oh, well. But yeah, I'm not going to talk about the Russia-Ukraine thing. I'm not going to go into that right now. It's not worth the headache. Hey, Raven, would you have... which would you rather? Spend a year in the hyperbolic time chamber with Goku and Vegeta, or spend an hour in a harem of all your favorite anime waifus? The problem with that question is, if I spent a year in the hyperbolic time chamber with Vegeta and Goku, I would die because they're Saiyans, and I am not, and they would clearly kill me. But if I spent, what was it? What was the time frame? Spend an hour in a harem of all my favorite anime waifu? How many anime waifu do I like? Let me see. I mean, that'd be cool, but... I mean... Here's the thing. I'm not the kind of guy that would do anything smutty. I'm not the kind of guy who would have sex with people without knowing them well. Even if I spend an hour with my favorite female anime protagonists, or waifus, as you want to call them, even if I spend an hour with them, I'd still kind of be like, let's just get to know each other, you know? Let's just talk. I'd probably just want to go out to eat with them, you know? Maybe go karaoke, watch a movie, hit up a theme park or something, or go for a walk in the park just to chat, you know? I'm the kind of guy who likes to, you know, take it slow, because the more I get to know about you, the more I enjoy my time with you and enjoy your company, the more I will enjoy it when we finally do reach that threshold that we can actually have intercourse. Because by the time we have intercourse, we are married. Because I am abstinent until marriage, guys. I'm not going to have sex with any woman until we are married, because I want the first time I do it to be special. I want to save it for the right woman. That I believe that's the way God intended it, and that's the way I want to do it. Because, you know, I mean, think about it from the woman's perspective. You know, let's say that you're dating a girl, right? And they say, oh, have you ever had a girl quite like me? Like, you know, loads. Like, I've probably slept with this and this and this girl, you know? Suddenly they don't feel as special, but if I tell them I haven't slept with any girls because I've been waiting on the right one, that makes them feel special, like you were waiting this whole time for them. And that means a lot to them. I don't want to get married to a girl and tell them, sorry, you're like number 2 or number 3, you know? Like, I want to tell them, you're my first and my last, you know? That to me is romantic. That to me is meaningful, and girls, I think, would appreciate that more. I can't tell you, I mean, I once dated a girl, and she admitted to me that she was not a virgin. She has had sexual relations with other men before. And believe it or not, she cheated on me. So that shouldn't surprise you. It surprised me at the time, but the more I think about it, it shouldn't have surprised me. Because if you're the kind of person who is promiscuous about who you have sex with, then how can I trust you to really care about me? You know? So, in answer to your question, which would I rather do? I'd probably hang out with the anime waifu harem, because I'm not going to have sex with them. I'm not going to do that. It's not my desire, not my interest. I would spend time with them, and it would be a wonderful day of just spending time with them. Run away, Zerk! Crap! I got the Berserker away from the pack just for her to kill me. Oh well. Hey guys, like I said, I'm not doing well tonight. The type of person to say personality to the butcher who asked breasts or thighs. What a Chad. Actually, okay, true story. This is a true story. Someone asked earlier for school stories. Here's a story for you. Okay. When I was in college, right? I was in college getting my master's degree. And some of the guys, we were all hanging out and talking. And, of course, you know, guys, you know, they're going to talk about girls and what kind of girls they want to get with. Dang it. I hate when they do this. Like, what a lot of the team will do is they'll just go and just hog up this entry passageway, making you unable to go anywhere. Guys, I'm sorry. If y'all came here to watch fun gameplay, you are dumb out of luck. I have not done well tonight at all. This has been an absolute dumpster fire of a match. Like, I don't think I've ever had a stream this bad. Got him!
You captured Zone C.
Alright, going to A. Great, now I gotta fight Warlord for it. Well, that happened. Okay. Anyway, so as I was saying. Alright, so we guys in college, we were hanging out. And the guys started talking about what kind of girls they were more interested in, what they look for in girls, what they try to seek, that kind of thing. And of course the conversation turned into what aspects of a girl we look for. And some guys were, oh man, you know, it's gotta be all about the breasts, man. The breasts are where it's at. They gotta have a good rack. Others were saying, oh, you know me, it's got to be about that butt, man. It's the butt's all the way. Oh, come on. I totally had him. Gosh, dang it. It is just a clusterfuck up in here.
You lost Zone C.
And there goes the emote spamming. Man, guys, I'm sorry. This is not a fun match. I'm not having a fun day. I'm not having a fun day. I ought to change the name of this stream to Raven Sucks. Oh, man. I think I've only won one match, and I didn't contribute enough to that match for it to... Why are they... Oh, my gosh. Are you really pulling that nonsense? Are you really pulling that nonsense? Who is it? Who is it? Of course it's you. Run away! Oh no! Ass. I hate when people do that, when they run to your spawn zone just to kill you when you arrive. No, that crap pisses me off. You don't do that. That's poor sportsmanship. Got him. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah, the story. Okay, so they were talking about, some were saying, oh, breasts all the way, they got to have a good rack. Others were saying, oh, it's all about the ass, they got to have a really good butt. They got to have a really nice butt. Then others are saying, oh, it's all about the hips, all this kind of stuff, like all the sexual stuff. So then they got to me and they asked, "What about you, man? What do you like?" And I said, "Their hair." And they're like, "What?" I said, "I like their hairstyle, like the way they style their hair. That to me is what I like the most." And they're like, "Dude, why hair, man?" And I said, "Well, here's the thing. With boobs, butt, hips, lips, all that kind of stuff, you can't change that unless you get surgery, Those are kind of what your mama gave you." Hold on, let me deal with this guy. Thank you. That makes me feel all gooey inside, I tell you what. But you see, hair can be adjusted. Hair can be changed. You can adjust your hair to show your personality. So whenever I date a girl, quite often their hair is the first thing I notice. Does it look nice? Did they style it well? Do they take care of it? Does it smell nice? That kind of thing. Because the way they care for their hair shows me a lot about who they are. If they shave the sides of their head to go for this kind of punk, tomboyish look, then I know I'm probably not going to like them. Really, Warlord? This is what you're going to do today? Go ahead, use your frickin' fire. Yep, there you go.
You lost, it's okay.
And emote spam. Yeah. They're just so good. Let's see if, what was it? The Executioner stays. Let's see if he quits after this. Damn, guys, I'm sorry. Should just play Halo. My computer does not allow me to stream video games. So I don't have an Xbox, so sorry. Are you really playing For Honor if someone isn't emote spamming? It's a good question. Yo, Raven Knight, can you make a discussion vid about this insane Hollywood elite who made this god-awful cringe vid called Dear Putin, If I Was Your Mother? That shows y'all how out of touch they are. I don't know anything about it. I don't really have a lot of interest. Like I said, I don't do politics. I don't like doing politics. Oh, look, the emote spammer quit. What a surprise. Well, I mean, I can't because I only have Halo on my PC, and my PC won't let me stream video games. I've tried a few times, and it just will not let me, so... Sorry, guys, if y'all were hoping for that. I just don't think it will. Let's go Nobushi. I haven't gone Nobushi in a hot minute. I'm just doing this for fun at this point, and it's not a lot of fun. Anyway. Try to go Berserker Conqueror. I suck as both of them. Could you do a playthrough of Ghost of Tsushima? I've done some playthroughs of Ghost of Tsushima. But so many other people have already done that, I don't see the point in doing that myself anymore, honestly. There are some video series that I'd love to do, but other people have just done so well. Like, people say, where's the Crusader video series? Other people have done them better. There's a whole channel dedicated to Crusader history that you could go watch. Why don't you play Ghost of Tsushima? Have you not seen Metatron break down the opening of it? He does it so well. There are lots of people who do video game series and stuff so much better than I do. So there are some things there's just no need for me to touch. Any chance that you play Yorn for an anti-gank moment? I can play Yorn, but I don't know if I'll have an anti-gank moment. Like, just anything could happen. I don't even know, guys. This has been a really messed up night. But yeah, in answer to the question, what I look for in a woman, I look for a lot of things, but the first thing that I look for physically is hair, because I can tell a lot about a girl from the way they style their hair. If they care about their appearance, then they'll probably care about me. But I've seen so many girls who just dye their hair multiple colors, who do their hair in really weird styles, who shave the sides of their head to do the Punky Brewster look, or do like a mohawk kind of thing, and whenever I see them, I'm just like, nope, you and I have nothing to talk about. It's an easy warning sign for me. Now, if you ask what's your favorite hair color, I don't have one. I mean, I'm partial to redheads, I won't lie. But redheads are going the way of the dodo thanks to media replacing them all with black characters.
You captured Zone A.
Gosh dang it! No, frick! I was so close. I'm renaming this stream to Raven Fails compilation. That's what it is. Kaiser needs your assistance. Do some Centurion. I suck as him too. What's your favorite eye color? I love blue. A really nice blue is beautiful. I literally got murked in For Honor 5 games in a row, so I'm just chilling at Minecraft now. I think my record for Honor is 20 losses in a row. 20 losses in a row. So I think that's my record.
You captured Zone C.
Hard to say,
You
though.
lost Zone A.
Oh, look at the gank. Yeah, that's for earlier, you bag of crap. Alright, going to C to heal up. Why isn't JJ respawning? There he goes. But he's just kind of... Oh, I know what he's waiting on a buddy, I'm sure. You're not even going to come fight me? You coward. Are you that desperate for a friend? That's what I hate. Again, that's the meta now. The meta is find a friend. Alright, JJ, you're down. Big sigh. Big sigh.
You lost Zone C.
Big sigh.
You captured Zone A.
And we just lost a teammate. my god!
You lost Zone A.
Okay. Okay.
You captured Zone C.
I would take a break after 5 losses in a row. Yeah, well, I'm just a glutton for punishment because I'm under the impression that if I keep practicing, I'll get better. Apparently, that's just a myth.
You lost Zone C.
Are you for real? Ah. Yeah, I just lost 5 viewers right there. I saw the number drop. 5 viewers right there. Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind of night. Yeah, gank, you mother...
You captured Zone C. Your team is breaking. Your team rallied. Your team is breaking.
Look, a light streaming Jormungandr. I've never seen the day.
Your team rallied. Your team is breaking. You lost Zone A.
Yep. Yep. Okay. Back to reading. Let's see. Where were we? Hey, Raven, what's your opinion on Minecraft? It is the world's greatest creation to melting children's minds. Essentially, essentially a video game was created that could keep children and young adults distracted for hours doing literally nothing. I've never seen a game before that could literally just keep your attention for hours with no goal in mind. It's one of the only Let's Plays that people do that I can't watch because I'm just literally like, oh look, blocks, picking more blocks to make things made out of blocks. Is there a point to this? There isn't. At this point, we're just seeing Raven being bullied to death. Yeah, that's essentially what this is. That's why I've lost most of my viewers right now. It's just me getting bullied. But I want to get this last order done. If I can get this attacker order done, I can switch to Breach and just be done. I just got to take 3 more zones. Alright. Time for Raven getting bullied. Round, what is it, 8? I had 40 viewers at one point. Now it's down to 32. Everyone's like, yeah, Raven ain't doing hot this time. No, he is not. I can tell you that right now. Raven is not doing hot. So let's see. We've got a pirate, a shinobi, and a Kyoshin. I was asked to go Yorm. No time like the present. Let's go Theory of the Devout, boys. Yeah. Had something in my teeth. That was weird. Anyway. I'm a builder, so I could literally spend hours on a game building my heart's content while not having a single diamond. Well, I'm glad you can enjoy it. I just can't. Which hero is the loudest in For Honor? I don't know. I haven't measured the decibels. Yorm is definitely Zealot Barb. I could see some Warlock thrown in there. Oh, y'all are still talking D&D. Hey, Raven, what is your favorite For Honor face-off theme? I don't know. I kind of like the one from Hull this season. Any Wulin and Pirate? Definitely female Tiandi is the loudest. No, I think male Tiandi is probably louder. Like, I think that male Tiandi is just incredibly loud. Alright. New map. New match. Let's go. Yeah, y'all are just talking D&D now, so I'm going to focus on the game. I'm always so self-conscious about about my channel. It's always like, I don't know if my channel's going to survive. Because, I don't know, I'm not like Slanderous or Marco Yolo or Eskimo Pie who can turn out these videos about For Honor that are so in-depth and detailed about the state of the game, the way it's used. Oh, that's the game you're going. Okay. I can't turn those out as well or as easily. It's sad, really. I can't. But, I mean, I do try. It's just most of my videos are about history, writing, or story, you know? There we go.
Zone C.
That felt good. That felt good. For once, I wasn't totally useless. All right. Ah, come on. I was so close there. I was so close to surviving that one. That would have been sick if I did survive that. That would have been like one of my best Faram moments ever. Raven, you are a lore master of the Order of Raven. Keeper of all records of battle, sends deities and miracles. I may be a keeper of records, but that's about it. There are times I wish that I could be a hero, you know, like someone who actually makes a difference on the battlefield, rather than just the guy who people goes to and says, "Oh yeah, you know that thing." I wish I could be more like Marco Yolo, who's very knowledgeable about stuff and is good at what he does and good at the game, but also, you know, just he's kind of a jack of all trades and does all of them very well, I'd say. Gotta go to A. Picking you up, buddy. Hold on. I got you, pirate. Sneaking back over. You know, one of the biggest questions that I've been asking myself lately about the channel is where can it go from here? Like, what's the plan? Hi, Friar.
Enemy team is breaking.
Bye. Dang it. Anyway. We won that one. Hey! And I didn't do terribly. Well, that's a bad sign. But did I get my order done is the question. Can I finally move on to Breach? Where I can rant and not feel too worried about interruptions. Let's find out. Did I complete the order? No, I've got to get one more. No. Okay. One more. One more, and then we can move on to Breach. One more. All right. Here we go. How are the games tonight? Not going well, Calvino. Not going well, Calvino Randino. It's been a rough night. I've lost most of the matches I've been in, not gonna lie. Raven and Lark D&D classes? I don't even know, man. You need to ask Lark. He plays D&D. I need to go with someone who needs that XP boost. Let's go Pirate again, because I want Pirate to get that XP boost. I want Pirate to get that XP boost. I want her up into rep 7. Okay, so let's see. Wait, Cosmic Saiyan? But that's a picture of boobs. Why? And then True Sylveon? What am I looking at? I don't even know. But I have no room to talk. I've got a new Chi on my team. Say what? And Uchiha playing as a shinobi wearing purple. I have no words. Will Vikings ever learn about the incredible technological advancement in cloth that is shirts? They need to learn it. They need to figure it out very soon, or else they're going to freeze in Valkenheim. Have you watched Konosuba? I have heard of Konosuba. I have not watched Konosuba. Of all the anime I've watched, that's the one people tell me, "Oh man, you got to see Konosuba." I have like little interest in seeing it. I've like really got to be very interested in seeing an anime. Like its setup has to really grab me. You know, like if it doesn't grab me, I'm not going to be interested. Genuinely, like that's why I don't watch a lot of rom-com anime, like anime where it's just, you know, high school students being high school students. I can't watch that. It's just so late. It's just so lame. It's like, I don't want to see high school students dealing with romance problems. I want to see action and adventure and comedy and stuff like that. I don't want to see, like, stuff like that, but I don't know. Konosuba, people have told me, is good. I haven't seen anything that really sticks out to me, but hey, you know what? If enough people beg, I suppose I could take a look. Alright, what are we up against? Is that a war mommy? That's 2 war mommies. Dang it, I died. Wow, we all died. All of my team got murked in that fight. Well, that's a thing. That is a thing that just happened. You go to C. I'm going to sneak around to A, buddy. Alright, anyway. Favorite soup? I don't even like soup. Hey, Raven, remember that time we were talking about the possibility of For Honor as a high school sitcom? I do remember that, and I still think that's hilarious. Ooh, I'm going to sneak on over to A. Oh, they're not going to see it coming. Yeah, look at that. Dropping it. No one's coming up that way. I will hold A. Oh man, looks like they're not doing so hot. Well, the Kyoshin over there is getting murked. Oh, turn it around, I can see it. Oh, look at that! War Mommy's coming up to play. Alright, War Mommy, I see you coming. I see you coming. Yeah, leave it to a War Mommy. As I've said many times, boys, if you can't be good, gank. If you cannot be good at the game, gank. It is the ultimate way to get your way. I'm going to C. They're about to go to A, I'm sure of it. Yep, there they are.
You lost Zone A. captured Zone A. You lost Zone A.
Oh, Kensei. Kensei, let's talk, brother. Boom. All right. I've defended my honor. I'm running back to C to heal up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Kensei done asked for it. He done axed for it. I love it. I'm safe. What's my other pirate's rep? Oh, that other pirate's a rep 7? I'm a baby pirate. A pirate baby. But one day I will be the
Enemy team is breaking.
Oh, this is gonna be beautiful. Why is it near the end when I'm frustrated and tired that I start doing better?
You captured Zone A.
I think a lot of it really has to do with, like, who my team is. I think a lot of it has to do with, do I have a good team? Dance for me. I said dance for me.
Victory.
Oh, the other pirate has the exact same signature I do. I love it. Man, I'm still the worst on the team, though. Only 5 kills and 2 deaths. Man. When people tell me you need to uninstall what you shouldn't, what you're bad at, I wouldn't be a gamer then. I wouldn't be able to play any games. Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? Hey, Raven, do you play video games? No, why not? As I was told a long time ago that you should just uninstall games that you're not good at. And I'm not good at any of them. All right, well, we finished that order. Let's get out of there and go to a breach. Shall we? Let's see what we got. Hey, Raven, do you consider making the For Honor high school story? I don't know. I can try, but we'll see. Hey, Raven, you're getting canceled for not liking soup, especially on Twitter. Joke's on them. I don't have a Twitter. Ubi is currently doing NFTs. I don't know what NFTs are. Also, you can OS all pirates unblockables if you input the parry on the last possible frame, covering both the feint and letting it go. That sounds like something that's way beyond what my capabilities would suggest. You assume that I am better than I actually am. The truth is, I am small brain. You know what? I was asked to do Centurion. I have not gone Centurion. Let's do a Centurion. By the way, Raven, what's your favorite vampiric bloodline in Warhammer Fantasy? I don't know enough about Warhammer Fantasy to answer that question. Do you have a main? I've been asked that so many times. Nope, not answering it. Not answering it. Not answering it. Not answering it. It is the question I have been asked way too often. It's a question I'm asked way too often. Do I have a main? Raven, if you see the monkeys on the internet that sell for millions, those are NFTs. The monkeys on the internet that sell for millions. Okay, I don't get it. Anyway, since I'm doing a breach now, and I'm not going to be able to read chat as frequently, I might as well find something to rant about. I'm starting to do Raven rants in my update videos, but I don't want to make them too long. And here, all bets are off. I'm going to rant as long as I feel like it. Let's see, what's a rant about? Whoa, what the? That was impressive, Berserker. But Rome is still victorious. Anyway, where was I? Thinking about rants. It can't just be any rant. It's got to be a rant that people are going to enjoy. And I don't want it to get too political. Oh, I know one thing that I can rant about. I know one thing. Okay, so, for those of y'all who don't know yet, I said this in a recent update video, but I want to make it clear here. I'm not going to do a response series to the show It's Gonna Be All White. Only because I didn't want that headache to go along with it. I really didn't want to just, I can't, but like, I was going to actually lose my mind from that show. So, the first episode was available for free on YouTube, and I think it still is. They've disabled comments, and of course the dislike bar isn't there, so you can't really tell what the overall people think of it, but come on. If the dislike bar is gone, and they've already disabled comments, you can probably guess what they think of it. And it's honestly just as bad as we thought. I actually thought that I could watch it and maybe provide some interesting takes, like maybe they'd say something that I could look at and go, oh, okay, here's what they said, and I can see where they get this. Let me give some context and explain. No, they never do that. They never make a single valid, good point that I can honestly look at and say, oh yeah, I can kind of see where you come from there. Nothing they say has any relevance. Nothing they say has any meaning. Nothing they say is valid. It is all nonsense. Every word, straight from the beginning. Even the narrator, he drops shit. Like, he'll say, like, white people are fragile as shit right now. And I'm like, wow, very professional of you to drop swear words in your documentary series. It sounds so professional. And I'm sure they'd say, well, that's just your white privilege talking. How dare you expect a black person to speak eloquently and not curse? That's part of our culture. No, that's actually something I've heard. I had this rule in my classroom when I was in high school, when I was teaching high school, where I said I don't want to hear any cussing in class. And one of the administrators told me to take that rule off of my board because they said that's part of their culture. You can't tell them not to do that. And I'm like, are you serious? So profanity is just a part of black culture? Is that what that is? Is that what that is now? Profanity is part of black culture? Really? Really? That's what you're going to tell me? But no. So it's wrong for me. So it's wrong for me to expect eloquency and actual intellectual conversation from a person because of their skin color, because it's their culture to sound like a degenerate. Are you for real? It amazes me how people can accuse me of racism, and yet I think that these people who would say that are the most racist people I've ever met in my life. You think that skin color, by culture itself, deprives you of being eloquent or being able to speak without cussing. Want to know the beautiful thing about cussing? I'll tell you the great thing about cussing, okay? If you don't do it often, but use it at the exact right times in your speech, it can have that much more impact. If I try to keep myself from cussing, if I try to control my speech and keep myself from cussing, when I actually do drop a swear word, accidentally or otherwise, it carries that much more weight. But if I just drop it over and over and over again, it loses that weight. It loses that punch, you know? It no longer has power because I just use it in everyday discourse. jerk, and then I'll finish talking about this crap in your show. Punch in the gut, and so yeah, can't stand that aspect. There's so much more not to stand. Like, for example, they make the argument that Jesus was not white. Now, at first, I thought, okay, we can have this discussion. Jesus was not white. Okay, yeah, in the term that he wasn't from the Caucasus Mountains, or the term that he wasn't from Europe, the European area. Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. He was not of European descent. You could be right there. But they actually say he was more black. He was probably a black man. And I'm like, are you stupid? He was not black. He was Jewish, from the Levant, from the Middle East. At most, you could say he was probably brown or dark-skinned, but not black. But they show tons of pictures of Jesus as if he were black. And I'm like, so it's wrong for us to whitewash Jesus, but totally fine for you to blackwash him. I'm seeing a problem there, you know? That's messed up. And it goes back to what I said in my initial response video, you know? If your biggest issue with Christ is his skin color, you miss the point. If you take more issue with how he's portrayed in art than you do about how his message is taught, you've missed the point. And it baffles me that that's what it's come to. Just we actually have to talk about Christ and how he looked rather than Christ and what he taught us. You know? Baffles me. It is absolutely horrendous. Anyway, so on from that, they also talked about how religion is a tool for white supremacy because they believe that if God is on our side, then we can excuse our racist actions. So Christians, for years, have tried to take Jesus and God as a whole and make them white because, hey, it's the white God, and the white God will always be on our side. You know, it's fun to misrepresent faith, isn't it? I don't know a single Christian who's ever done that, actually. I don't know a single Christian who's ever done that. But now I have seen a group that has taken Christ, made him black, so that somehow he is not for white people. I don't... Didn't Jesus say, love your enemy as yourself? Love your neighbor? For God so loved the world, not God so loved this one ethnic or racial group? And then there's this one woman, oh, I love her. She says, one of the definitions of American whiteness is not knowing our own history. In other words, ignorance. And I'm like, really? One of the definitions of whiteness is ignorance. Okay. And she's apparently a professor of American history. That's what it says in her title. She's a professor of American history. Okay. One of the definitions of American whiteness is ignorance. First of all, if I ever said something like the line, one of the definitions of American blackness is poverty, even if I said it as a joke, I would be canceled, okay? I would be shot down off the YouTube and everything immediately. But you can just say, one of the definitions of American whiteness is ignorance. So you're calling an entire racial group ignorant. Do you not hear how racist you are? And what are we ignorant about, technically? They say, oh, you're ignorant about George Washington, you know? George Washington owned slaves. Oh, I know he owned slaves. I know he owned slaves. What, please, tell me, what happened to his slaves when George Washington and his wife died? What happened to his slaves? They were set free. He had his slaves set free. But you know what? This goes back to the whole Jesus thing, too. Do you care more about the fact that he owned slaves or the fact that George Washington helped found this country? You care more about the fact that George Washington had a few slaves than you do about the fact that George Washington fought the Revolutionary War? Became the first president of the United States? And the way they present it is hysterical. It's actually hysterical. So this guy, this South American dude, is sitting in this office, and he says, I had a Central American indigenous brother come to meet me, and we went to go see the home of George Washington because he wanted to see where our first president lived.
And the tour guide said at one point during the tour that George Washington owned 300 slaves at one time. And he looked at me because my indigenous brother, he didn't quite understand what he meant by that, and asked me to clarify, and I explained. Yes, he owned slaves. And he said, what does that mean? He owned people? And I had to explain, yes, he did. And he said, well, that's just shameful. How could the ruler of a country possibly own people? Where I come from, that's shameful. So it really is a form of white oppression to own slaves, to own other people. It's something that is so shameful to other cultures.
You know what? I wanted to say something to that. I wanted to say three things. Number one, your friend lied to you, or you're lying to us. One of the two. I'm willing to bet you're lying to us. But regardless of that, because you are aware that Central and South America had slaves too. In fact, one of the martial arts I studied, capoeira, was developed in Brazil by Brazilian slaves who needed a way to fight without using their hands because their hands were shackled. Did you not know this? They did own slaves. In fact, I think they owned slaves longer than America did. But let's ignore that for a minute and look at another fact of the matter. Hold on. Gonna die soon. There we go. Let's look at another fact of the matter there. So it baffles you that anyone would own another person. Well, leaving aside that South Americans and Central Americans have owned slaves in the past. No, everyone in the world knows the concept of slavery. We understand the concept of slavery. We understand how that works. We get it. I don't know anyone who goes, oh, that's just, who would ever do such a thing? You get it. You understand how it works. And then finally, and the big one, only white people partook in this. You forget that in Africa, even in some parts of Africa and the Middle East today, slavery is still a thing. And we like to paint it with the pretty phrase of what's that phrase that people like to throw around? Human trafficking. Let's be honest what that is. It's slavery. Human trafficking is slavery. Moving people between owners is what it is. So slavery is still very much alive today. And you know what? It's not just white people doing it. So saying that this is just something that is inherent to white people, to try to own others, to co-opt others. Nope. You're actually lying. And it's embarrassing that you would have to lie like this in your own video about why white people are bad. It's shocking to me. Then you had this other guy saying, this is the one that got me laughing. Like, I actually cackled at it. He said, one of the things that you do when you try to look up a restaurant you want to go to is you look it up on Yelp. And you decide, based on the number of stars and reviews it gets, whether or not you like it, whether or not you like that restaurant. If white people got a review on Yelp, no, if America got a review on Yelp, it would be 1 star. And the only reason it'd be 1 star is because you can't go lower than 1 star. And I sat there and I said, this is not racist, this is not racist, this is not racist. I've said it 3 times now, so let's say it. Then what are you doing here? What in God's name are you doing here? Because when I look up a restaurant on Yelp and it has 1 star, I don't go to that restaurant. But you see 1 star in America and decide, well, I guess I'll stay here. You're the one lacking in logic. Apparently America's so bad that it doesn't even deserve 1 star on Yelp, but you're still going to lose your crap over it and make a whole documentary series about, you can't go lower than 1 star, but it deserves less than 1 star. Then get out. I hate to be that guy, but if that's your position, that America's so bad it wouldn't even deserve 1 star on Yelp, what are you doing here? This isn't me saying it because I'm racist. This is me saying out of a logical conclusion. Why would you stay in a place you don't like and you don't want to be in? I'm serious. Why would you stay? Someone explain that to me. I don't get it. Why? What possesses you to do something like that? I don't get it. But it's what he said. And I think the first thing that I love is, one of the first things they talk about is white lies, little white lies. They go, what is a little white lie? And I'm like, are you seriously trying to imply that the phrase little white lie is racist because it has white in it? Would you prefer it if I added a big black lie? No, that'd be racist, right? Screw you. Oh my gosh. It was stuff like that was just pissing me off through the whole thing. Just nothing but ignorance, idiocy. Everywhere I turned, just people saying the dumbest takes. It was abysmal. I was losing my mind. I couldn't take it. I could not take it.
it was just something that I was just saying, why is this playing? Why do people give money to this? Why do people want to watch it? And at first, it was easy to make jokes at it. To sort of poke fun at it, but it just kept getting worse. I think the moment where it truly lost me, where I truly stopped giving a crap about it, was, oh, let's go conk. Let's go conk. I haven't done conk in a while. I think the moment where I truly realized that it was too much for me to handle was when they were talking about, what was it? Oh yeah, they were talking about the history of race. They said the word Caucasian comes from the Caucasus Mountains, where most Caucasians can trace their racial roots. And that's true. That's where the term Caucasian comes from. But then they added this. They said, well, the thing is, they think that that's the cradle of civilization. They think that's where all of their racial power comes from. They can't fathom the fact that the true cradle of civilization started in Africa. And then this woman says, Africa was the cradle of civilization. Deal with it. And I'm like, Mesopotamia wasn't a thing? Mesopotamia just never existed? Greece never happened? Rome? India? None of these things happen? Now, Mesopotamia is the big one for me, because I would argue that was the first cradle of civilization, but no, Africa. And it was in that moment that I really realized, I can't deal with this. I cannot deal with this. This is too asinine for me to respond to. It is that level of dumb. They are so indoctrinated, and they are so desperate to indoctrinate their viewers. It is incredible. Just absolute, to quote them, ignorance. And then they argued that race was created by white people so that it would excuse their slavery choices. Like, basically, we chose to take slaves, but we needed a good excuse, so we created the idea of race to excuse what we did. We invented the concept of race by skin color. No. Races have existed long before that. Oh crap, Warlord got me. No. No. But yeah, you can see why that kind of infuriated me. Let me check chat. I haven't checked chat in a while. Let's see. Have you thought about the king hero idea? Oh, that I don't know. George having Slavs was awful, but that doesn't mean having slaves was awful, but that doesn't mean his good deeds were destroyed. Have you thought about the king idea, Sir Raven III? What king? Joshua Graham, we can't expect God to do all the work. Prepares to kill the creator. It's going to be all white. I've had a poor experience with Christians in the past, but a few years ago I met this girl who changed my whole perspective, and she was cute, so that helped. Well, you're talking to a Christian right now. I'm a Christian. I'm a very staunch believer. Keep it up, bozo. Ow. Oh my god! Okay, yeah, that's the sign that I'm done. If I can't beat a near-dead warlord who is out of stamina and I lose to that, yeah, that's a sign that I am just running on fumes, guys. Like, that is a sign that I need to hang up the towel. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed. I am so embarrassed. I need to throw myself into the ravine after that one. I am so embarrassed. True story, one person watched me play and they said, why should I take any of your For Honor analysis videos seriously when you clearly are not good at the game? And I replied, well, I think that I can still have interesting points even if I'm not good. And he replied to that by saying, no, I think that you actually have to be somewhat credible as a player of the game to be able to comment on it. And while I disagree with him, I'm not going to deny that I'm pretty terrible at this. Getting my revenge now. But yeah, that's why I couldn't stand that show, and that's why I'm not going to do a response video to it. It would just give me a blithering. It would just give me, these blithering retards would give me a freaking headache through the whole thing. Party. Oh, hi. Get back here, you coward! Thanks, Valk. I appreciate it. What a night. After this rant, is there something positive to talk about? Yeah, that is something that kind of bothers me. I never do talk about positive things, do I? Let me think. It's not that there's nothing positive, it's that it's hard to rant about things that are positive. I think one thing that I'll say is positive is that I do feel like, despite all the problems in the world that we're seeing, like stuff with everything's going to be all white and all that kind of stuff, I think it's good to note that there is a backlash. There are people who are sick of that kind of crap. I've seen a lot more people coming out against that kind of nonsense. People who are saying, no, we're done with that. We're done with that kind of content. We're done with these lies about race and all that kind of stuff, about racism and white people being inherent and stuff like that. We've seen a huge backlash against it. We've also seen a lot of people coming out against stuff like critical race theory and stuff like that. So we're seeing good things happen. The problem is that people don't like to talk about the good things. I think one of the issues that we see in the media is that the media chooses to only advertise the negativity. It's something my grandmother would say, if it bleeds, it leads. You know, that's what everyone wants to talk about. They only want to talk about the bad news. They only want to talk about what's bad. Like that's why newsreels will only focus on the bad stuff. So for the last 2 years, it's been nothing but, oh, COVID this, COVID that, Trump did this bad, Trump did that bad. And when the news was slow, oh, COVID's doing this, COVID's doing that, we need vaccines now. And then the only reason it stopped now is because now Russia is invading Ukraine, so now all the news is about that. You're barely even hearing about COVID anymore because they want to go with the big bad thing, the thing that they know will keep your attention. They want everything to be bad. They want everything to be negative. And that's the problem. They're never going to report on the good things that happen. They're never going to report on, like, the positives, the good things, the happy moments, the fun moments.
That's what really sucks about that. Ah, Lark has returned. What's up, Lark?
I have food.
Ah, good. Thank you. I appreciate that. Would you care to sit in on this? I was just asked a very interesting question. I just got done with a rant about how bad it's going to be all white was, but then one person said, after this rant, could you tell us some positive stuff? Like, is there anything positive going on? And I was just explaining that one of the problems we see in the media is they never want to talk about good things or anything positive. And I'd love for you to weigh in on this. Like, is there anything positive to look at? Anything good that we could hear? Like, something that we can all look to and say, you know what, things ain't so bad?
Well, I mean, there's a few things personally for me that are going great. Like my church is now debt-free, which I'm greatly appreciative of.
That is a good thing.
But when it comes to it, there's an old saying that my family's passed around. I believe Raven said it a few times. If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah, I mentioned that phrase.
Yeah. Oh, good. Well, another thing is, since there is so little profit when it comes to spreading good news, if you don't see any good news in the world, I would highly recommend making some good news yourself. See what you can do to try and improve life around you just a little bit. Maybe not even for yourself, but maybe for somebody that you think might need it. But as far as good news goes, the sun will come up again tomorrow. Around the world, with the exception of one notable place, everyone's going to carry on with their lives as best they know how. And if you had give me a little heads up that I was having to go through the news stories, I would have. And I would have tried to find something a little bit more pleasing. But as far as I know, that just remember, you're going to be okay.
Well,
except you, Jim. You're in deep trouble, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
you
Jim.
know what you did. But I wouldn't worry too much about it, guys. I try hard not to. It's hard. It's not easy. Sometimes when you're surrounded by bad news all the time, it can be very easy to lose faith, to lose heart. Believe me, I get that. I understand it all the time, and I'm sure Lark and I have our moments of great distress. But the thing to remember is that, like he said, the sun's going to come up tomorrow. And despite what the news says, we have the opportunity to make good news ourselves and to make a positive impact every day. It requires us to be willing to get up and make that difference. It requires us to go into life with that positive attitude. One thing that happened to me when I was growing up, this is a very interesting story. When I got out of high school, my very first job, my dad hired me as one of his workers. My dad owned a concrete construction company. He retired back in, 2015? No, 2020.
No, it was 2017.
2017. He retired back in 2017, but he ran it for 25 years. And when I came out of high school, I worked for him. And he would wake up at 4 or 5 in the morning on some days to go to work. And I don't like waking up that early. And so one morning I woke up in a very bad mood. I didn't like that Dad came in to wake me up. And I was just mouthing off to Dad. I was giving him a lot of attitude. So finally Dad just said, "You're staying home and you're not getting paid." I'm like, "What? Why? I need to make money." And then he said, "Well, you're not going with the right attitude. You are miserable. You are mully-grubbing." That's a phrase that we used. You are mully-grubbing. You are acting like someone spat in your food. And you're not coming into work or the day with the right hard attitude. You don't deserve to work. You need to wake up every day and say to yourself, "Gosh, today's a day that I can make special. Today's a day that I can make some real difference." If you're not willing to try to have that attitude, then why even wake up? Stay in bed and whine. And I felt really guilty about that. So after that day, I did not complain again. Even if I was miserable, even if I was upset, I shut up and I quietly said, "You know what? I'm going to do my best to make today worthwhile." And you know what? There were legitimately times where just acting like things weren't so bad convinced me that things weren't so bad. I could forget for a while about all the bad news or negativity in the world.
Oh, and speaking of good news, I just remembered this. It was not too long ago, but I actually read a little bit that there was a... everyone knows the great garbage patch in the Pacific. Well, unlike some people who go before the UN and just complain and don't offer any solution, there's this one young kid, he's a little older now, but he was actually developing a method for actually getting rid of some of the garbage in the ocean. And apparently now he's streamlined the process. I think he now actually has 6 ships, and he's actually going through and he's actually clearing out like tons of garbage out of the Pacific Ocean. So I would consider that a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. Small thing in the grand scheme of things, but still a very good thing.
Oh, here's one from a person that says, "Hey, Lark Raven, good story. I saw a video on a 102-year-old Holocaust survivor finds his grandson and other living relatives in Russia. The poor guy basically thought for decades he had no family left, and
I heard that story
this
too.
is the first I'm hearing of, but
yeah,
that's awesome.
I heard that. That is a cool story. But hey, let's get on to the good comments. So now that Lark is here, he can moderate for a little bit. This will probably be my last match of the night because it is past 10 o'clock where I am, and I need to start to wind down a little bit.
You got work tomorrow.
I do have work tomorrow. Oh boy, my day off. I wish this day off had been a little bit better. I wish I'd gotten to do more. But you know what? I'm glad I had it anyway. I'll have another day off on Thursday.
Yep. I'm glad you don't work Thursdays because that's Thirsty Thursdays.
Yeah, Thirsty Thursdays. Oh.
That was a pain when I was in RA. Oh, I was like, what will Lark and Raven's father bird name be?
Eagle.
Eagle 1.
He is the eagle.
Or since he's like the chief of them, we'll just call him Raptor. Or, are there any other corvids out there?
Crows are technically corvids.
Nah, we can't call him a crow. Maybe we should call him Falcon, so we can call him Captain Falcon since he used to be, have like his own boat.
Captain Falcon? Oh, I could get behind that.
Falcon! Boom! Hey Lark, have you seen Suicide Squad? And if you did you like it? I asked her before you didn't see it. A little bit of a confession, I have not watched a lot of DC live action movies. The only one, the last one I saw was The Dark Knight, to put that in perspective. And it's not like I have an ill will towards DC.
What about Wonder Woman? You saw that one?
Oh no, I completely forgot about it. Yeah, I did see Wonder Woman, but I hadn't seen Wonder Woman 1984. I haven't seen Justice League. I didn't see the Superman one. I've seen clips of it, and it's not like I dislike the movies. It's just, or I have like any others. Like I'm so used to watching DC animated movies and animated shows that that's kind of my bread and butter there. Because I feel that's where DC typically thrives well, at least that's historically speaking. Alright. Well, the good news regarding For Honor is the BP event is returning Thursday and previously mentioned... Oh, cool. BP event.
That'd be cool.
Remind me, which one's the BP event?
The Black Friar event?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that was Black Friars Riposte, I believe. It was an event on Harbor.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember all the details.
Yeah, I don't remember, because out of all, like, the year 4 events, that one's, like, the most forgettable for me. Because after Jormungandr, everything else just seemed to pale in comparison.
Alright, well, I gotta edit some heroes, so let's open the floor for questions.
Alright. What's better, Marvel, DC, or Star Wars? Depends on the writer.
Depends on the writer, it really does. I think Marvel has some really good movies early in its game, and now they've gone to shit.
The thing is, after Endgame, I think the only good Marvel movie after Endgame is probably No Way Home.
And Divide Music made an awesome song for that, by the way.
Agreed. DC, they're good, but the problem is they dedicate almost all of their energy to Batman.
Like everything is about Batman. Okay?
Or Batman-related things. Like the new the newest DC animated show was not about like any of their superhero IPs. It was about Harley Quinn, a side villain
of Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't even one of the main ones for a long time now. But I know she's been growing in increasing popularity, but
girl power.
Yeah.
Girl power, Lark. You got to remember.
I do not subscribe to that, so whatever. And Star Wars, once again, like, we see, like, the Bad Batch with Clone Wars, Mandalorian, you can have some great stories, or if you have, people that are trying to, have either no idea what they're doing or are actively trying to push something, they can put out crap, like 3 multi-million-dollar pictures in a row that are just absolute garbage.
Yeah. Agreed. Next!
Okay. Ever watch Hell's Kitchen? Isn't that like...
I have heard of Hell's Kitchen, and I've seen a lot of art for it. I've never watched it, and I have no idea what the story
I thought it was
is.
a neighborhood in New York. I'm confused. Alright. And, oh, hey, is World War III starting? Probably not. Or we're just gonna leave...
Like I said, we're not talking about that. We are not talking
I
about
didn't know that was the rule. I'm just going to go, I personally don't think so. Now, let's see, have you guys watched Daredevil? I watched the original one, like the original movie, like that had Elektra in it. I haven't watched like the new one.
No, I've only watched the movie.
Yeah. Let's just say after, like, I watched the first season of Arrow, and after I getting into like the second season, I didn't like it, so I kind of swore off all CW stuff. So I didn't bother trying to go into Daredevil, even though I hear it's really good. I just never got into it. Girl power isn't a power. I don't know. I've yet to see a writer tackle it. Maybe they could make it funny or something.
Yeah, maybe they could.
So who's your favorite Joker? Say it with me now. Say it with me now, Raven.
Oh, are we talking about live action?
Favorite Joker? They didn't specify, so we get to pick.
Mark
Hamill.
Mark Hamill, yeah, Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, like, there's no question.
Yeah, I almost said Mark Harmon there for a second.
Almost, yeah.
Like, no, he played Superman once, but no, he.
But Mark Hamill was the best Joker and still is.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like, his laugh is iconic. His manner, like the way. I cannot imagine any other Joker. I know everyone. It's like, oh, Heath Ledger's so good. He was a good villain, but I don't think he was a good Joker.
Yeah, Heath Ledger gave off a very scary vibe, but the thing is, I think what I disliked about Heath Ledger's Joker is he had a goal. His goal was to prove something, and Joker's not out to prove anything. Joker's off to blow up a bank because he feels like it. Like one of my favorite things from the Batman Arkham games was where they were talking about how Joker recruited people into his gang. It just depended on his mood that day. If you joined on a good day, you were in. If you joined on a bad day, he might dip you in acid. Like, genuinely, that's what I liked out of him. You never knew what to expect. He wasn't trying to prove anything. He was just out to have fun, to get a laugh. But with Heath Ledger's Joker, he's out to prove something. He's out to prove that mankind is corrupt and evil. And I'm like...
And the thing is, it's a more believable villain, and I like it, but at the same time, it's not what I want with a Joker. As far as live-action Jokers, Jack Nicholson is still my favorite.
Jack Nicholson, I think, is the best live-action Joker.
But on top of that, I think the biggest problem is, like, another problem I have with DC live-action as opposed to DC, because DC animated, they'll just go whole hog, they'll go straight from the comics, and very easy adaptation. But with the live-action... they still try to, like, flirt with, like, realism to a degree. Like, if you notice the Dark Knight trilogy, they still tried to make it seem somewhat believable. Like, they didn't have any of the supernatural villains, like, come out and try and rear their heads. And they still try and kept it with that. And it wasn't until Marvel really started to, like, toy with the idea of actually having supernatural or, like, larger-than-life unrealistic kind of stuff that we would recognize as, okay, that's clearly comic book stuff in actual film. Everyone else was trying, and that's where I would go. What about Joaquin Phoenix? The issue with that is they were not. Halfway through, they made it about Joker.
Halfway through, they made it about Joker. Before that, it was the tragic story of a guy with a...
Which, not a bad movie, just... He's not my first bet. Okay, oh. They're rolling in quick. So let's see. I already dealt with the storage-based computer. Leave me alone. Hey, Lark, have you seen Red vs. Blue? I've seen, like, the first 4 seasons. I like it. You've seen more, Raven.
It gets weird.
It does, but it's got some good stuff. Hey, Lark, your Brotherhood video was really awesome. Definitely excited for the next one. Hey, thank you, guys. I'm happy to hear that, because sometimes it takes a while for, like, some of the videos to pick up steam. And so I'm just like, did you guys want that one? Because there was, like, a lot of demand for the Brotherhood, and then I'm happy it's received such a warm reception. We don't play Warframe. I tried to play it on 2 separate occasions in Warframe. Did you ever try and play Warframe?
No, I think I tried once, and I just lost interest.
I just couldn't get into it. Okay, Regulator 2000. Raven Lark Slanesh is outside my house and is currently banging on the door. I need your help right now. She's trying to tempt me with milk and cookies. Come over here and show her who's boss. I apologize, but if she's offering milk and cookies,
that would win me over.
There's no greater temptation than milk and cookies. I can't think of one.
I would join up. Slanesh all the way if she's offering milk and cookies. Come on.
Your best bet to deal with Slanesh is to distract her. Go, look, an Eldar soul, and then scamper off. That's your best bet.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
Unless you're dealing with Slanesh of the fantasy universe.
Which, in that case, Elven souls.
Elven souls, yes.
Alright, let's see.
Slanesh.
Okay, world's best female empowerment character, Mina Harker. Agree?
Mina Harker, the best.
From Dracula.
She's up there, yeah. I definitely would put her up there. I don't know if she's my personal favorite, but yeah, I definitely would say that she's up there.
I mean, in the first of the modern Tomb Raider games, I really like Lara Croft. I thought
Lara Croft was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think the problem that people have with female empowerment is they think that all you have to get to have female empowerment is just say, "Oh look, they're a girl." That automatically means they're special.
I think if you want to have, like, ironically, the less you emphasize the female power aspect in a female character, probably the more impact they will have.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think that, here's the thing. If I have a female heroine, I'm not going to make her act like a guy. I'm going to make her act like a woman. You know? Like, I don't want a girl who solves all of her problems by kicking the guy's ass. I want her to solve her problems by being smarter than everyone else. By being clever, by being cunning, by using her wits. Because to me, that's how I think most girls would solve their problems in a real scenario.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, like, guys and girls are built different, and so it strikes me as great hypocrisy when it's like you just have a male action hero go and do something, like they blow up crap, shoot the bad guy, and then make out with a girl, and that's toxic masculinity. Like, okay, you don't like that. That's, different strokes for different folks. But then these same people will then take that role, cast a woman in it, and have them do the exact same thing, all while going, like, I am woman, hear me roar. But they do the exact same stuff, but then it's female empowerment. So if I do it, if I make a movie where I go out as a male character and do X, it's toxic masculinity. But you have a girl character do the exact same thing, it's female empowerment.
Yeah, that's what I hate. Because to me, it's genuinely just, you're making a girl act like a boy. And you're calling that female empowerment. I'm like, that's not female empowerment. That's just taking a guy, ripping off his cock and balls and giving him a pair of titties and saying, there you go, there's your female empowerment. I'm like, isn't that insulting to girls? Isn't that insulting to women that all we have to do to make a strong woman is just take a man and remove his junk? That's it? Like, there's got to be more than that. It even comes down to the fact that the strong woman has to get with a girl at the end. You know what? That was something that I remember from Matt CMG's video about Korra. I never brought this up, but it's something that I always thought about. Isn't that a little insensitive that everything about Korra you could have replaced with a male character could have gotten the exact same story, even down to getting with the chick at the end? Strong, empowered woman is also lesbian. I'm like, you're even having them get with...
Strong, empowered woman has to have her rich girlfriend buy all her stuff.
Yes!
She got a sugar mama.
She got a sugar mama. Every time I see fan art of Asami and Korra together, I cringe. I'm like, how can you like that relationship?
Nah,
it's not even because it's lesbian. That's not even the reason.
My issue is it just came out of nowhere. But that, like,
it came out of nowhere. It makes no sense.
I see that fan art and it doesn't even faze me because, like, whatever. My issue is like when, like, the bronies, like, they have to make everything horses. I don't get it.
I don't get that either, but I buy that more than the Korra Asami thing.
Like, I have to ask those people, when you go to buy glue, do you just break down crying?
Well, no, my thing is with drawing your favorite characters as horses, I get that because people have drawn their favorite characters as anime.
I know, but
people have drawn their favorite characters as...
I know that, but like anime, you're like arguably you're transferring a style over, but you were specifically making them animated horses. I kid you not. I was like, since the next Lamentations is going to be Fallout New Vegas. I was doing the Legion. I was looking at mods that might help complement the experience, and I kid you not, on the first page of like Kaisar's mods, it was like one of them was a brony mod that added added ponies to Kaisar's Legion, and I was just I had to get Raven over here to confirm. Like I'm not losing my mind over here. That actually exists.
No, that exists. Yeah.
And so I was like, why
I'm not saying it's not disgusting. I'm just saying I understand how it exists more than I understand the Asami and Korra thing. But anyway, next question.
Let's try to get 5 more questions, then we'll call it.
All right.
Because we're down to 18 viewers now, I think, and
We're 20.
okay. It's about the size of my typical
A
high school
person,
classroom.
that one's really easy. One Punch Man. Let's just get that out of the way.
Huh.
Okay, hey Raven, do you think that people deserve a second chance, that we should not let our past sins define us, even if those sins were unforgivable?
Okay, so the answer to that, let's come at this from the Christian perspective. Peter actually asked this question to Jesus: how many times should I forgive? And Jesus replied, not 7 times, but 70 times 7. And don't think that means, oh, so all I need to do is multiply those 2 numbers. No, what he means is you do it all the time, because it is God who has forgiven you of all your sins. Would you want God to set a limit on how many times he should forgive you? Let's face it, we've all messed up. We've all sinned. We've all done bad things. And if God had a limit and said, yep, after 5 times I can't forgive you, that would be pretty bad. Because none of us can claim to be perfect that much. So the question is, should we forgive? Here's what I say to that. Yes, I believe we should always be open to forgiveness. But that doesn't mean we forget. Like, there was something my dad used to say. When I would lie or I would say something dishonest, he would say, I forgive you, but my wall of trust has come down. And what that means is, I've built a wall of trust between you and me. It's built by bricks, where you do trustworthy things, and that adds a brick. When you lie, it tears down the wall, because now I can't trust you anymore. How do I know what you're going to say next isn't a lie? So that's the idea. You no longer trust the person. I can't trust you. I forgive you. I won't hold a grudge against you. I'm not going to come after you for this. But I now no longer can trust you the way I used to.
It's like, for example, let's say after the Holocaust, some of the recipients, they might forgive those who, persecuted them, but at the same time, they're probably not going to vacation in Berlin anytime soon.
I mean, if you really want to think about it, when you think about the whole point of it's going to be all white, it's about telling black people we shouldn't forgive white people. Native American people, we shouldn't forgive white people. We shouldn't forgive them for seeing things they've never even done.
Yeah, another thing I would issue, because I remember at one time when some poor guy asked you to watch a Lily Orchard video.
Oh, yeah, God.
Yeah, and Lily,
God.
I don't know what prompted her to bring this up, but
yeah.
Lily said, forgiveness only works, for children, you should...
Yeah, it's a playground logic.
Yeah, and I'm just going, as someone who had, I had a lot of crap done to me as when I was in middle and early high school by people I wanted to associate with, and I, forgiving them, wasn't just good for them, because it's not like I was just letting them off the... I was letting go of a lot of crap myself, because if you just hold on and seethe and hate people for, forever... That's not helping anybody, especially you.
Okay, so what Lily said specifically was, forgive and forget is playground logic. It works for when you're a little kid on the playground because it's easy and it keeps violence from happening. But as you get older, you realize it's bullshit. She was saying that forgiveness is weak. There are some people who should not be forgiven. They've done things so bad they can't be forgiven. And my response to that is, who is the arbiter of when that happens? Who decides when you shouldn't be forgiven? Who decides where that line is crossed? Is it you, Lily? Because quite frankly, I don't trust you. I don't trust you to make that decision. Is it the government? Does the government decide when you can't be forgiven? Because I don't trust the government. They've messed up too. Who is the final arbiter of who gets forgiven? I think if anyone should be the deciding factor of how many times you should forgive, it should be someone who is perfect. And guess what? They don't exist. God is the one who decides how much we should be forgiven, and God is willing to forgive infinitely. So that is what I say to that. But then again, Lily Orchard doesn't believe in God, so whatever. Next question, I think.
She's allowed to live her life however she sees it.
I
just personally think that saying never forgive anybody is a terrible idea.
Yeah, that's a terrible idea.
Yeah, okay.
Next question. That was number 1. Let's do 4 more.
All right. Let's see. Oh, Party 3. Look, Slanesh is... I played Warhammer Total War 3. I was scared. Yeah, Slanesh is weird, but honestly, Nurgle's the one that irritates me the most.
Nurgle is irritating, but Slanesh is kinky.
All right, let's see. Hey, Raven and Lark, can I make a story where my villain instantly kills the female empowerment girl protagonist?
Don't let me stop you.
Okay. Jaguar Warrior? The elites don't want you to know this, but you can kill as many female empowerment characters as you want in your own writing. There is no law against it. I personally have killed a lot of characters in my own writing.
Here's my thing about killing characters. Don't kill them just for shock value. Kill them for purpose.
Unless it's funny.
Well, it depends. There's a lot of context that goes into that. Next, 3 more.
Okay. Let's see. What would you do if Cultist Chan came to your house?
Cultist who?
Cultist Chan. You've seen her before, like in a lot of fan art. She's the chaos cultist that's sort of like...
Oh, Cultist Chan!
Yeah,
Cultist Chan. You said Cultist Chan. I was like, what?
Cultist
Chan.
I think my response would be yes, Inquisitor, right there.
There she is, Inquisitor. 2 more questions.
Alright. Let's see. Alright, let's see.
Let's see.
What is the difference between you and Lark by how both of you judge things?
Okay, so... That's a good question.
I was going to say the same thing.
I think I'm far more lenient with some things than Lark is, depending on the circumstance. Like, for example, I think that... for example, when judging the Warden contest entries, I was far more lenient. I needed Lark to look at it and be very harsh. But on the other hand, there are things that I'm far more harsh about. Like, I think it comes down to what we're grading or what we're judging. But otherwise, I think we're both very similar. Like, for example, we were talking earlier about the nature of Gary Stu protagonists in isekai anime. And I was very adamant that many of the characters, particularly in Rising of the Shield Hero, Naofumi, is a Gary Stu. You got very, very defensive, saying he's not a Gary Stu. He deals with all this and this and that. But the thing was, we were misunderstanding each other. I was coming at it from the perspective from anime heroes in general. He was referring to just isekai protagonists.
Because I'm far more well versed in that.
Yeah, and Lark was saying in isekai anime, Naofumi is far less of a Gary Stu than most, and I'll consent to that. But in terms of overall anime, you can't deny the guy is a Gary Stu.
Well, there is all of that. Unfortunately, in the shonen camp, that's where a lot of these. I think another thing is, I am willing to let the rule of cool sort of dictate at times.
Where, you will.
Whereas Raven, he acknowledges the rule of cool, but he says, I'm going to put another standard for a great example is if you look at the For Honor executions.
Yeah.
Like, he puts realism much more over, because there's a lot of executions that I really love that are completely unrealistic. Raven likes them too, but he doesn't give them as high a score simply because he's judging it based off of a certain criteria. Meanwhile, my criteria is I like it look cool and it seems somewhat realistic in my brain if I'm half drunk.
Yeah, that's a good point. I do set criteria. I set very clear standards that I have to set for everything. Like, hey, I think this needs to be met. And even if I do... Like, that was the big difference between me and Matt CMG in a lot of our discussion, you know? With Matt CMG, even though he acknowledged that some things didn't make sense or some things were out of context or retcons, he would sometimes say, it's cool. And, you know, he even said in one of his responses to me, yeah, but I think that emotional impact or cool factor are more relevant and matter more to the audience than consistency.
Yeah, well,
and I'm going to do a full Ravens Writing Room in the future talking about the importance of consistency.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
because that's a good question. I think, don't you think, like, the question of really does emotional impact matter more than consistency? Why have consistency? Like,
the thing is, there's a level there, because I like the rule of cool, but the thing is, I like the rule of cool to sit within parameters. If the rule of cool like bounces like too far out of proportion, then I was just like, for example, going back to the For Honor executions, one of my favorites is literally whipping out a knife crucifix and then like killing a vampire.
Yeah, the Revenant Slayer.
Now, obviously, you would not see that on a historical battlefield unless you're fighting in maybe Wallachia. But I still enjoy it because no one's going to look there and go, yeah, that's realistic. However, if you set up like rules and lore, it will bug me when there's certain inconsistencies, particularly the more I think about it. Like Harry Potter, for example.
Yes.
I will drive myself insane, like, thinking about things no one has any right to think about. Like, I will ponder through, like, this is a real example I pestered Raven with. He was just like, dude, let me sleep.
Yes.
And
yes.
Because I was going like, hey, they had decided about 1000 AD, they were going to separate themselves off from the wizarding world, from the Muggle world. And I actually lost my crap for a second because I was going, so that means they never intervene for anything? Like, what does that mean? You know about all the wizards all across the world? Did you know about like wizards in North America when the European colonists came over, and you didn't do anything to stop, the the smallpox epidemic that would wipe out 90% of the population, including some of those wizards?
And
Did
then
you not try and
there was a bit in the third book where they didn't know what a gun was. They were trying to explain a gun is a Muggle wand that they use to shoot and hurt people. And I'm like, you've never heard of World War II? You never heard of like any history at all?
I understand like secret society, but there's a point where I'm like, what? Like how?
Yeah, but leaving that aside, but it goes what you just said, Lark. What you just said there, though. You said you were willing to accept the rule of cool to a point. That's called extending your suspension of disbelief. We're able to say, okay, it's not quite logical, but I'm willing to accept it. But then there comes a point where we go, nope. Anyway, we've been on that point way too long.
Yeah, right.
One more question.
This one's been posted a couple times, so I
okay, let's hit it.
And it's relatively simple. Who is your favorite Fallout 4 companion? Each of us. Fitting since I just released a Fallout 4 video.
All right, Lark, you go first. Lark, who is your favorite Fallout 4 companion?
It should be of no surprise. He is the bestest boy, Dogmeat.
Dogmeat.
Because each of the other companions have like their own pros and cons for me. Because like Dogmeat, you can take on any mission without any problem. And there's others that like all of them give me smack to some degree. For like if particularly I hate it like when I'm trying to gather scrap so I can build up the dang Commonwealth. And like, why do you keep carrying that junk? It's like, why don't you shut up and help?
Help carry things, Help carry things. Okay, so Dogmeat's your favorite, right? Okay, my turn. My favorite is Curie. My favorite companion is Curie. So some of you may not know who Curie is. If you go to this vault, south of where you start, I can't remember how far south, but anyway, you go into this vault and you find out that this vault has actually been functioning perfectly well. It was a vault where originally it was supposed to be testing pathogens and diseases, but the people living in the vault found out what was going on and rose up and overthrew the people. So now it is actually a functioning vault. Believe it or not, it is a fully functioning vault that they have organized and run really well. But as you stay there, you discover that there is a hidden passageway, a hidden area in the vault where they're keeping diseases and disease-ridden rodents. And this kid in the vault gets bitten by a disease-ridden rodent. And so in order to save him, you need to go into the vault, into this hidden area to try to find a cure. As you go through, you discover that all the people are dead in there except for this one robot named Curie, who has this really cute French voice, French accent, and she is designed to study diseases, and she had been programmed to find a cure for all diseases, and she did it. She found the ultimate cure for curing every known disease, but there's only enough for one vial, and so you take it from her. She follows you out, and you give it to the boy to save his life. But Curie says, you know what, now that I've completed my function here, I'd like to learn more about the world and what's happened. She has no idea about the bomb. She has no idea what's happened to the world. So you have to take her on this journey through the Commonwealth, and she kind of discovers the world as it is. So she comes to a realization. Curie goes, you know what, I need to make more discoveries. The world has changed so much, and there's so much new to learn, but my robot brain cannot handle new information and cannot handle imagination. The greatest discoveries in the world were made by people with imagination and creativity, and a robot's brain can't do that. So I want to become human, a Pinocchio story, And so you need to find a way to help her become human, and you find out that it might be possible to transfer her brain and memories into a synth. And so you find this really adorable synth body and help transfer her mind into it, and she becomes the cutest little French waifu that's ever followed you around the Commonwealth. She is adorable, okay? She is precious. Okay, like, when you win a fight with her, she goes, I believe the expression is Yahoo? I'm like, son! So it's, yes, Curie is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, I also like Curie, too, just because, like, her naivete.
Her naivete is adorable, no question.
Yeah, but still, Dogmeat is man's best friend, so... Like, it's also, like, in New Vegas, my favorite is Rex. Because you have a cyborg dog. Like, how has that not become, like, a loving Disney movie? A boy and a cyborg dog beat the apocalypse. Come on.
Anyway, any more major questions that we should answer, or are we done?
Let me see really quickly. There was one question earlier about, like, what do we think of the Hunger Games trilogy, and I already said, like, I liked the first one, but, like, I read the first book, watched the movie, liked both, and then I started reading the second book, Catching Fire, and I immediately, it's like, the author has stopped caring, therefore I too shall stop caring.
It's like one of those things where they wrote a book and it was surprisingly a smash hit and they had no idea what they were going to do next. Yeah. It's like, we didn't expect this to be good. I'll just make up something along the way. God, I can't. Anyway, anything else?
Nope, nothing else really big. Oh, no, just real quick. Yes, I have played Deep Rock Galactic. I thought it was okay, but I feel like I need to play it with other people to truly get the full experience.
All right, well,
I think
if that's it, then okay, well, thank you guys so much for watching. A couple of announcements before you run off. I know you want to leave, but a couple announcements. Okay, so, I'm not going to be doing as much For Honor play this week, not because I don't want to, but because I'm waiting. Next week is when they're going to do the reveal for Year 6 Season 1, and I want to do a live stream on that, so tune in next week. When that goes live, I will do a live response to it, and we'll discuss it then. But until then, I'm going to be doing some writing videos. I'm also going to be doing some writing on my channel. Probably going to have another chapter of Troy and Frost to come out, and might have another chapter of The Revenant King come out. I might. I don't have any promises yet. I'm still working on that. And did you like, let me know in the comments, did you like the Halo chapter that you read? If you did, I will work on it more. But if you did not, that was a project that I wanted to try out, and I hope that y'all found somewhat enjoyable. So, also, go check out the Teespring store in the next day or two because some new stuff is coming, something you may like. And if you aren't a member of my Discord, go join up because I leave all kinds of announcements on Discord that you do not hear on YouTube. And finally, last announcement, the Prince of Egypt analysis part 3 is done and out on BitChute. Please go watch it. It is an hour long, but it is still incredibly cool. I worked really hard on it. I think you will like it. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching this live stream. I hope you enjoyed everything. Please leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 20,000. And when we hit 20,000 subs, I will do a Q&A session for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, Lark and I will see you in our next video. Take care.